it's Mike. I'm back. Took a couple weeks off, but I'm back here doing a vinyl finds video. Took me a while to gather up enough pieces, but I got a couple more records last night out shopping, so finally have enough to show here. So let's see. So this is kind of going to be an odds and ends kind of video. First off, I'll go over like the concerts that I'm going to this year. So much better lineup than what I had last year. It seemed like everybody was skipping Phoenix last year, and this year now it seems like everybody's coming to Phoenix. So the first show I'm going to go see is in a few weeks. Laetitia Sadier, the singer from Stereolab, she's going to be here in Phoenix, playing at this small club called the Rebel Lounge. And I've seen a couple of set lists from early on in this tour. She's been up in the Pacific Northwest recently, and she's playing mostly songs from this new album of hers, Rooting for Love. And it's an excellent album. It's her fourth solo album under her name, and I really like this new album. So I'm glad she's gonna be playing mostly songs from this. From what I see from the set list, she's only playing like 10 songs, so it's gonna be a short little concert. And I think 7 of the songs on the set list, 6 or 7 of them, are from this album, and then some other things I don't know where they come from because I can't find them. The song titles on any of her releases, so maybe she's doing covers or something, I'm not sure. But anyway, this is my first concert coming up, Laetitia. After that, Slow Dive is coming at the end of April. The end of April, we're going to go see Slow Dive, supporting their new album, their latest album, and I'm really excited to see that. Courtney and I are both going to go see both of those concerts, Laetitia and Slow Dive. Then after that, I mentioned this before when I was talking about concerts, that there's a band coming to town, and I wouldn't mind going to see it. I've never seen them before, and not a huge fan. I don't have any of their records. I think I had one of their best of CD compilations at some point. That's the only time I've ever actually owned their music. Huge band, huge classic rock band, and I thought, well, let me see what the tickets are. They're playing out at the Arizona Cardinals stadium, State Farm Arena or State Farm Stadium, whatever they call it. And let me see what the tickets are. And nosebleed tickets were like $60. I'm like, I'll do that. I'll go sit up in the nosebleeds because I don't really need to see this band up close or anything. Again, not one of my favorite bands, but I enjoy a lot of their music. I think a best of compilation is really all I need of them. And it's the Rolling Stones. So I'm going to go see the Stones in concert for the first time. And that's in May. I'm just going to go by myself and go sit up in the nosebleeds and enjoy just a great, see these guys, these legends of rock, and see them in concert. So why the hell not? I think it's great. I'm excited about it. After that, we got Adam Ant is coming, and he's playing at the Celebrity Theater, which is a theater in the round kind of setup. But I don't think they're going to have, I don't think it's going to be completely all the way around seating. I think it's just going to be like the first, I don't know, maybe a little bit more than 180 degrees around him. But it's a really cool place because you're really kind of, it's intimate, you're kind of close to the performer, and it's like the lower section, and then it steps up to like a balcony area for like the next part of the section, seating section. And I got a seats in the very front of the balcony, very first row of the balcony. So we're gonna have excellent unobstructed views of Adam Ant and his band. Taking my best friend with us, with Courtney and I and Rick. We're all gonna go. Rick and I are longtime Adam Ant fans, so I owed him this. I got him this for Christmas years ago. I got Adam Ant tickets, and then the concert was canceled because of the pandemic. So this is my makeup concert for that. After that is a band called Drag we're going to go see at the Van Buren. At Crescent Ballroom. Sorry, small place, Crescent Ballroom. and they're opening for another band called Wednesday, but I'm really just going to see drag. So Courtney and I are going to go see that. I'm taking my daughter to see Melanie Martinez in concert. She's a huge fan, and this is a Christmas present for her, not cheap tickets, but I'm excited for her to see one of her favorite performers, Melanie Martinez. After that, I'm going to see Peter Hook and the Light. Peter Hook is the bassist for, the former bassist for New Order. I've seen New Order in concert without him, and now I get to go see him perform without New Order. So I'm excited about that. I've been kind of procrastinating seeing him for many, many years, and finally said, okay, I better see him before he stops performing. And then the very last, we just got tickets this past week, Courtney and I, to go see Cigarettes After Sex again. He's coming around. He's got a new album coming out in July, and he's coming around through Phoenix, playing at the Coyotes hockey arena, or where the Coyotes used to play, their arena out there in Glendale, Arizona. Much bigger place than where we last saw him a year ago. So excited to see that show as well. So that's my concert lineup. These are going to be vinyl finds I'm showing here. Last night we went out shopping. We went out to eat with my son, Courtney and I and my son. We went out to eat, and then we walked around the mall. And my local record store is there in the mall, and they also have a Barnes & Noble. And I don't really like buying records from Barnes & Noble. For one, they don't really have the selection of music that I listen to for the most part. Every once in a while they will, but for the most part they don't really carry that. But their prices are like really kind of ridiculous too. And I try to support instead of big chains like that, I like to support the local record stores instead. And usually you can get a cheaper price. But they had a little sale bin there at Barnes & Noble, and the records in the bin were $5 each. And I came across this. This is Aimee Mann's latest album. I love Aimee Mann, former singer for Till Tuesday, and her solo career has been just outstanding. She's such a talent. And I mentioned her in I think it was my last video where I talked about 80s music. And it was a tag, and one of the questions was name a former 80s star who is still making great music. And my example was Aimee Mann. But I didn't have this album to show. I had heard this before, but I didn't have it to show at the time. So I showed Bachelor Number 2, which was her third album. I showed that instead. But now, sure enough, I go out to the store, and here it is, $5 brand new for this album, which I think is an insane steal. I love this album. We listened to it this morning. We listened to Side A this morning. It's such nice Saturday morning kind of music. I love it. I don't think she can do wrong. So this is the inner sleeve, lyrics and such on both sides. And what I like too, a nice little detail, sometimes bands will do this. They'll have like colored paper, like a design or a pattern on the inside of the cover. And she does that with this. It's really nice, I thought. And it's just on black vinyl. So Aimee Mann, did I even say the name of the album? I did not. It's Queens of the Summer Hotel is the name of the album. This is her most recent album, came out in 2021. Really good stuff. I'm gonna have to start like looking for her other records, because I've got this big gap in between her third album, and that was her 10th album. So all those records in between are really good too. So anyway, so that's my number 1 record on my vinyl finds. Number 2, we also went to my local record store, which is in the mall. It's kind of an outdoor mall near where I live. And they had this record. I already had this on order. And when I placed it on order, it said, we have received your order, but no notification of them shipping it or anything. And it came out, the release date was yesterday. So I'm like, why is it already the release date and it still says it hasn't shipped, or they haven't even processed the order or whatever? So I went ahead and canceled that online order, and I went ahead and bought it at the local record store. So they got my money instead. This is Curve's second full-length album called Cuckoo on Anxious Records. Music on Vinyl has been reissuing their early catalog on vinyl, and I got all the EPs, and I got Doppelganger, their first album, and now this is their second album. Beautiful. It's on this textured paper, really nice quality printing. Let's see, this is the hype sticker that was on the front. You can pause the video if you want to read all that. And then it came with this insert, and two-sided insert with a bunch of photos of the studio sessions. The album and the lyrics down here on the bottom, which is like 2-point type, which is impossible to read. And excuse me, this, I have the original of this as well, and this was actually what was the inner sleeve, with the record was inside. It has these printed on both sides, but it also came with a poster, and I'll show that in a second. This reissue comes on this kind of splatter, purplish, pinkish vinyl. So really nice. I haven't listened to it yet. I don't know about the sound quality. The Doppelganger sound quality was kind of not great. I'm hoping that they did a better job on this reissue. This is my original on Anxious Records, and just to show you the difference in the two, this is the inner sleeve, and so the record's inside this, and it's a double-sided printed sleeve that had the same photographs, and it came with this poster. Now this poster is kind of underwhelming, but it's an extra thing that you get that I did not get with the reissue. And then the vinyl, same label design, just it's on black vinyl, not heavyweight vinyl. And then I keep this record inside my original Cuckoo, with my original Cuckoo record, and this is a Missing Link 12-inch. It doesn't come with a cover. It didn't come with a cover to it. There's no artwork, so I just keep it in the sleeve as like a bonus 12-inch single to go with it. Missing Link is the first single off the Cuckoo album, and then on the B-side, it's got like a remix, and then on the B-side is a song called On the Wheel. It's one of their B-sides from the album. So anyway, that's Cuckoo's music on vinyl. Originally released in 1993, it's kind of a shoegazy, industrial shoegaze kind of music. Really fantastic. I love Curve. So 1993, but this reissue of Cuckoo just came out this past Friday, so go out and get a copy if you can find it. Out of all the reissues that they've released, as far as the EPs go, I would recommend Frozen. I think that's their best EP that's been re-released, and they're not cheap. So if you're looking to get the best one, I would recommend Frozen. And as far as the albums go, I definitely recommend Cuckoo over Doppelganger. Cuckoo is fantastic. I don't think it's their best album, but as far as the ones that are on vinyl, Cuckoo is definitely my second favorite album of theirs. Next up, Stereolab, my favorite band. I got this 12-inch single for a dirt cheap price on eBay somehow. Usually this thing goes for quite a bit of money. It's a 4-song EP. It's got the single Miss Modular from the Dots and Loops album, and it's got 3 bonus songs, Allures, Off On, and Spinal Column. I originally had this on 7-inch. Actually, originally, if I want to talk about originally, I had it on CD, because back when I was collecting Stereolab to begin with, I was buying everything on CD because it was all through the 90s. So I have the CD, it's 4 songs on the CD, and then I found the 7-inch, which is, let me find a place to put that down. The 7-inch has Miss Modular on side A, and the B side is, I think, Allures. It's either Allures or Off On. I think it's Allures. And it's a good song, but I'm really happy to have the 4-song EP 12-inch, because it comes with the 4 songs Spinal Column, which is like a top 10 favorite song of mine for Stereolab. So to have that on vinyl is really nice. Here's what the vinyl looks like, or the label looks like. So always looking to add more to my Stereolab collection. It's over 100 right now with records and CDs, so I'm just going to keep on going when I find stuff, especially when it's cheap like that. The next record. So last week, not this past week, but the week before, Friday was Employee Appreciation Day. And my bosses were nice enough to give us all of the day off last Friday. So Courtney still had to work. The kids were in school. So I went out and went to a couple of my favorite record stores in Phoenix. Just thought it was a great way to kill some time. And I don't get to do it normally because they're kind of on the other side of town. So it's kind of hard for me to get to them. just in the regular hustle and bustle of my schedule and working and kids, driving kids around and stuff. And they're not of the age where they like looking around at vinyl record stores, whatever, looking through records like I do. So this was a time for me to have the day to myself and go look just thumb through a ton of records. So first place I went to was Stinkweeds, which is a small indie record store. They used to be located in Mesa, and I went to them like way back in the 90s. Saw a bunch of shows, a lot of bands performed there at Stinkweeds. I saw Blonde Redhead and Helium and Low all perform in this little tiny record store in a strip mall. And then they've moved to downtown Phoenix. They've got it was a pretty small store, but I hadn't been there in a while. And when I went on Friday, they had like doubled their space. So it's really nice. They got a lot more room. They got a much better used records selection because they're mostly like new records. At least they specialize more in that. But they had a larger used section, so I was able to find some used records there. I'll show those in a minute. But then after I went to Stinkweeds, I went to the In Groove, which wasn't too far by. It was like too far away from that. It was like 5-10 minutes away from Stinkweeds. So I'm going to show this first. This is what I got at the In Groove. Slow Dive, Blue Day. This is a compilation of songs from their first 3 EPs. The EPs that came out before their debut album. So for whatever reason, they didn't include all the songs from the EPs, just most of them, 7 of them. I think they left off 2 songs from those original 3 EPs. The EPs are called Slow Dive, Morning Rise, and Holding Our Breath. That's the name of those 3 EPs. So this has 7 songs from those EPs. These are them. They're originally released on Creation. This is a music on vinyl reissue on black vinyl, and sounds really nice. Sounds really good. I was just listening to it right before I started making this video, and it's definitely their shoegaze period, shoegazy sound. Their old stuff, their old sound before they kind of got into more of their sound that we know them by now. Is a lot different than the early stuff, but very shoegazy, very heavy guitar oriented, but really nice. I still really like it. Just very noisy compared to their later stuff. And this is 180 gram vinyl, whatever, blah blah blah. This is what the label looks like. Really good stuff. So I'm getting ready to go see Slow Dive here in a little bit, so I'm just going to keep adding to my collection to try to get some of that early EP stuff. Next, I forgot to show this I've had this for a while, but this is Lush Spooky. They've done this reissue campaign through 4AD Records, and I got a few versions on vinyl. And I didn't get any of the CDs. I already have them on CD, all their albums. But there was a little post by Emma Anderson, the guitarist for Lush. And she had advertised that she was at a record store and they had a bunch of copies of these and she was going to be signing them and selling them through the record store. So I signed up and got a order, put in my order and got myself this nice little paper cardboard copy of Lush's Spooky, which is Emma's signature is right up there on the inside. This is one of my top 10 favorite albums of ever, maybe even like one of my top 5 albums. So I don't know, to me it makes sense to have multiple copies, to have every version copy. This is my original in the jewel case that I bought when it first came out of Spooky, and then this is like the imported digipack version with the alternate UK version of the artwork of Spooky as well. So yeah, so thank you, Emma, for signing that for me. She's my favorite member of the band, and I'm really excited to have her signature. There's a little hype sticker that came with it that I'm going to keep. And don't forget, Emma Anderson has a solo album called Pearlies. That's fantastic too. Check that out. Let's see, next up. Staying with the 4AD bands, at Stinkweeds, I got 3 used records, dirt cheap, and was really excited about all of them. This is a 12-inch EP by the Wolfgang Press called Sweatbox, and it's 4 songs. 3 of them appeared on their compilation called The Legendary Wolfgang Press and Other Tall Stories. And then there's a 4th song called Muted that I'd never had before. That's on this as well. It contains the song, I love this, it contains the song I'm Coming Home, Mama. And it's my favorite of their early works. It's such a fantastic song. So I'm really happy to have this, and it was really nice. I mean, look at that, it's beautiful condition. The media's and the record is in great shape as well. So it's a 4-song EP, 2 songs on each side, black vinyl, 4AD Records, original 12-inch Wolfgang Press Sweatbox. And this is the Legendary Wolfgang Press. This is the compilation that also, those songs appear on this, except for one of them does not appear. If you get the CD, apparently the CD has the bonus song, has that song as a bonus on the CD, but I don't own the CD of this. I think I might have at one point, but I don't anymore. Next thing, 2 more left. So this next used record, I don't think I'd ever seen this before. Bow Wow Wow, this is their Sea Jungle album, their first full-length album that they released, and this is another alternate cover. And I had not seen this one before, even though I went and looked on Discogs and it's there. People are selling copies of this, but I don't remember ever seeing it. This is my original copy with the original artwork on it, or at least to me it's original. I don't know. This is on Great Expectations BMI. This version, they got a lot of trouble for this cover, and then they released this cover. I got this just, I think last year I got a copy of this cover, and then now there's this cover, and the back of all of these are the same. They have the same photo on the back cover of these 3 versions, but I'm a huge Bow Wow Wow fan, so. And this reissue, or this alternate, this 3rd alternate cover version of this was only $3 or $4 in the used bin, so I snagged it on RCA Records. So yeah, Bow Wow Wow, just always loving to add to my collection of Bow Wow Wow. This last one, I kind of consider it a little bit of a grail, or a mini grail for me. I had my hands on a copy of this when I was at the Tucson Record Show a couple years ago, and I set it down because it's like, I'll see this again. And then I don't see it again for 2 years. And then finally at Stinkweeds, they had it. And I was so happy, and it's a beautiful copy. Sounds perfect, no pops or skips or anything like that. And the cover looks great, and I'm just really happy to have this. Best of Blondie on Chrysalis Records, and it's got the original like Chrysalis plastic inner sleeve or whatever. No artwork or whatever on the inner sleeve, and the back has all the information on the back like they used to do back in the old days, not give you the satisfaction of having a nice printed inner sleeve, but that's fine. So I have Parallel Lines already, and that's my favorite Blondie album, but I just wanted to get the other songs that I really like of hers, songs like Rapture and, I don't know, The Tide is High and all that. Just getting them all in one place so I can just play this all the way through, front and back, and get my fix of the Blondie. This is really all the Blondie I need. I'm not huge into every single thing that they've done, but I do love Parallel Lines, and I really love this compilation. I've had this for a long time, like on CD and digital download, but I always wanted to have it on vinyl, so found it at Stinkweeds. Thank you. I think that's it. Did I show everything? Yeah, that's it. That's my vinyl finds. So I don't know. I don't really have much. I don't really have anything on order, so I'm going to try to find some cheap used stuff between now and my next video. But hope y'all having a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting my channel. And yeah, go out and have a happy hunting. Hope you find some cheap stuff out there. And God, it's really hard to find used records that I like here in this town. I think all the hipsters that work the record stores, I think they get first dibs. So they probably all listen to the same music I do, and they snag everything. So all that's left is like, Neil Diamond stuff and Rod Stewart. So not that it's bad. I guess if you're into those bands, that's cool. But the stuff that I've been looking for and everything, don't really find it in the used bins very often. So have to pay premium price for new or reissues. But anywho, thanks for watching, y'all. Love you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.